Hello, this is Jockin, coach of the San Francisco Cinderace. I am doing a match review for my Week 2 matchup against the LA Lucarios. It's a little late between my work and school schedule. I've been pretty busy lately, but it's an interesting match for sure. And I have with me today the coach of the LA Lucarios, Hollow Kid. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello.
So we will be going over the match and kind of going through our thought process turn by turn here. So let's get right into it. All right. So turn one, I led the Cincino. It was the expert belt skill link set. I felt like I had a good matchup into your team. What was your reason for the Quillfish lead?
Where's the jab? I just wanted to hit the intimidate so you can not one shot me right away. And the intimidate on Ticino and the poison jab. Just try to take you out.
Okay. I honestly hadn't prepared for Quillfish. I figured you would be bringing, I think it was Golurk instead of Quillfish was what I expected to see. So the Quillfish caught me a little off guard, and I really didn't think you were going to lead Quillfish. So I wasn't sure what to do. I wanted to see how much, or see what item you had, I think was what I was planning here. So turn two, I go for the knockoff.
I believe the intimidate was probably the only reason why I brought it over Golurk.
Golurk, yeah. Because I thought Golurk was a better way to deal with, like, Aegislash, Cinderace, those sort of things. But Quillfish, like, thinking about it now, Quillfish definitely seems pretty good. So I go for the knockoff. I figured out you were expert belt as well. And the poison jab does 60%, and I'm at -1 attack. So I'm not feeling too hot. What's going through your head on this one?
I feel very confident, to be honest. Like, doing that much damage to something that could kill my Charizard is pretty satisfying.
Yeah, like, other than Flygon, Sinnoh was my big way to deal with Charizard, and I probably shouldn't have let it get as low as I do here. So I just switched straight out into Aegislash. I was hoping you'd Poison Jab again, but you make the right call. You go straight out into Como, predicting it, I think. Was that the plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Como was just taking out that Sword and Shield buddy.
Right.
That's all he was meant to do.
Well, like, I had figured he's one of your better answers to Aegislash. Charizard being the other one, but Aegislash wasn't supposed to fight Charizard. I had weakness policy on the Aegislash because I figured you'd either bring Earthquake, Flamethrower, or I think he gets Throat Chop, right?
Yes,
so
but I definitely didn't bring that.
Yeah, I figured you'd have something, though. So the weakness policy, I knew I would live one hit unless you were, like, Choice Band and I get crit. And I would do, I think it was 80 something with an Iron Head, like 65 to 80 something with an Iron Head, and then a Shadow Sneak would clean you up. So I figured I'm okay taking one, getting rid of the Como I felt was a good trade. So I get crit on the Flamethrower, the weakness policy goes off, and then I get burned. So the Iron Head does 43%, and at this point, I got pretty tilted. I was upset. Like, I could have dealt with either. If I was burned, that's fine. I was crit, that's fine, but both at the same time is what got me.
I'm not gonna lie, you were tilted and upset. I was jumping around my room.
I would be
not
too.
Gonna lie,
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Aegislash dealt with a lot of things. Like, it was a good Sylveon answer, it was a good Arctivish answer, does a bunch to the Rotom with a Shadow Claw, so I can't blame you in the slightest.
And it dropped you down to 20% in shield form. Like, you changed after the burn and after that. So I was like, Aegislash isn't going to be able to do much anymore.
No. What?
I can let it just kill itself.
Yeah, like, at this point, I figured you're faster, unless you're at base speed and I was max, but I wasn't max speed. So I knew you're going to be faster. I can't get a second Iron Head off, so I felt like I could try and do King's Shield shenanigans, but I mean, I'm burned, I'm gonna die eventually. So I just went straight for Shadow Sneak. Just get some more damage on something that's coming in. And it was the Arctivish, which I think was a good call, because you don't really want anything else taking the damage, and I just get knocked out by the Vicious Rent. So, all in all, not a great start, not how I wanted things to go.
That was a little bit personal. I'm not gonna lie.
The Arctivish.
I brought in Arctivish just to Vicious Rent, just so he can have some points on the scoreboard there, and I was just like, "You making fun of my upside down face boy? Like, I have to."
No, I mean, I still don't think he's great, but, like, you definitely showed me he's better than I thought. So
I'm making him work.
Yeah, you're making him work. So here, I want to get a Bullet Seed off, but then I realized, like, I don't think it's going to do much, and I went out into Sil Valley. Now, after the fact, I figured out I shouldn't have brought the normal Sylvalian. I should have just picked the electric one straight off the bat in the team builder because it doesn't kick into after the fact. And I haven't checked the damage calculator, but I guess he lives if he's the electric type and takes it okay. I'm like I said, not for sure, but what was going through your head on the Vicious Rend there?
One-shotting. Well, I figured that I was gonna either kill Cincino, but if not, I figured I'll live. I'm not that scared of it. But when you swapped over and it one-shot, I was just like, that's when I started shaking the table because I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
See, like
Like,
looking back, I should have just stayed in and gone for either Rock Blast or Bullet Seed because it probably kills.
yeah.
And I think, excuse me, Rock Blast is pretty safe aside from Como, but I honestly felt like I had to save this Incino to deal with the Charizard. But at the same time, I had Stone Edge on the Flygon, so I don't think it was necessary. So I go on to Flygon, and you don't keep the Arc Division, which I think is the right call. And the Rotom was a good switch because if I Earthquake, you're obviously immune to it. And a Dragon move doesn't do all that much, and I think keeping the Arctovish alive isn't bad, especially with Cinderace still hanging around in the back. So why the Rotom in your opinion?
Well, I figured because of Earthquake, the Stone Edge, like I didn't want to sack Archivist just yet because you still have Cinderace, and I want to eat that boy. So I figured you're either gonna try to do an Earth move, and I could bring out Rotom to take out the damage. Even if you did a Dragon move, I can take the damage, and then kind of just learn and then Volt Switch out.
All right.
And I knew I couldn't Volt Switch with Flygon there, so I went with my next move.
I think the Will-O-Wisp was a good call because like everything left is physical.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's Special Grim Snarl, but he usually goes physical. So I think the Will-O-Wisp was a good call, and I don't know. I think staying in and going for a Dragon move on Flygon wasn't a bad idea, but I felt like if I could get Cincino in clean and Tail Slap, that's okay. If you hard swapped for whatever reason, or I was trying to sack it off with the Volt Switch and try and get some switch initiative, but I think the Will-O-Wisp was a good call by you.
Yeah.
Alright, so I knock off the Magnet, but I die for my trouble, and the Arctovish comes back out. And here, I had a minute to think between the three I have left on who I want to bring in. And Flygon probably does a lot with the Stone Edge, but I didn't think he killed. And if he had any Ice move, that's a dead Flygon. And with Cincino gone, I need to keep Flygon for the Charizard. Cinderace might be able to one-shot, but I didn't want to risk it because Cinderace can deal with the Rotom and the Sylveon fairly well. So I felt Grimmsnarl was the best option. What did you think when Grimmsnarl came out?
Well, for my, like, when I did calculations, I knew I was going to be faster. Forgot about Prankster, of course. But, I just figured out, like, I don't really need Arctovish anymore. I have a lot of answers to deal with Cinderace. I can just see what he's going to try to do here. Maybe tank a G-Max move if you're gonna bust it out. So, I just kept going.
Alright.
I figured I want to see what you're going to do.
Well, I figured I wanted to go for an attack, honestly, but I knew I was going to take a bunch of damage, so I thought Prankster bulk up and then G-Max was the way to go. And it worked pretty well. I would have liked to get more bulk ups off, though, honestly. Just because that kind of guarantees the one-shots on a lot of things. And
Yeah.
now that right there, that kind of got to me, too. That, like I said, I haven't checked the damage calculation on it, but I think I live if that's not a crit. Like the Undynamax or Gigantamax Charizard Fire Blast, I think I would have lived with like 5 or 6% if I had to guess. So that on top of the Aegislash one, I was getting so tilted, man. I was pissed about that one. What was your reasoning for the Fire Blast and not Gigantamaxing there?
I wasn't 100% sure, but I had a Scarf Charizard. I knew you didn't have any setups, and if I didn't run any setups, your Cinderace couldn't court change. So I was just gonna guarantee that if you swapped to Flygon, I was gonna still outspeed something. I know it doesn't really make sense, but it was kind of like the heat of the moment. I was just like,
Yeah.
whatever, I'll just Fire Blast.
Okay. So out of the two I have left, I mean, Flygon's the only one that's really going to deal with Charizard, and I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge, is what I should have done. But like you said, heat of the moment. I'm trying to outplay. I figured you might be worried about Scarf Flygon because they speed, or yeah, they speed tie both base 100, right? Yeah, speed tie. So if I had Scarf Flygon, it's a possible speed tie that I win in Stone Edge. So I figured you were gonna swap out into, I think it was Como was what I was expecting, but you went for the Gigantamax, which I think was a okay play. What was the reasoning?
I knew if I got an airstream off that I would outspeed you no matter what.
Okay, so you
So
just wanted to get
that,
that off and kind of guarantee it.
yeah. In all honesty, I was already Gmax. There's no point of trading out at that moment. I still have four other answers. If I lose Charizard, I lose Charizard. Like I already took out your Gmax. My Gmax is already out. Might as well keep it in and keep going.
Hmm. Well, the Cinderace goes down after the Airstream, and Flygon gets the Stone Edge off. Doesn't get the kill. And Charizard's back, but at 2.5 speed, there's no way I'm faster. And you pick up the 5-0. So I honestly, I felt pretty down afterwards that the two crits and the burn kind of got to me. But I still don't feel like I played it terribly for everything that went on. I made a lot of like heat of the moment mistakes, but like looking back, I'm still happy with how I played most of it, aside from the Cincinnati probably. What were your thoughts on it?
The Cicino like trading into Savali. Like I was always worried about Savali the entire like matchup because you don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and it getting one chomped was just a nice feeling.
Hmm.
After when that happened, I was like Charizard's kind of in the clear. Like I'm feeling safe and confident.
Yeah, I
Of
think
course, like Flygon can still outspeed, but Flygon's like I learned last season, not as strong.
yeah,
It's very fast, but not as strong.
yeah, I think you played it almost perfectly. Like just about everything you did, I was either wasn't prepared for, wasn't expecting, or you played exactly right. That was just like the optimal way to play things. So I think it was a good game on your end, a decent one on my end. That I could have done some stuff better though. So good game for the week there, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's gonna be the match review for week 2 versus the LA Lucarios. Not the result I was looking for, but we're not out of the race yet, so stay tuned. I'll have the week 3 matchup shortly after this one because it's already been played, and I'm preparing for the week 4, so the team builder should go up soon. Thank you for watching.